He had not spoken to another human being in 31 days. Stay until the end, or the water finally stills. The darkness of the cave was absolute, a heavy blanket that wrapped around him, making it hard to discern day from night. The sound of dripping water echoed through the cavern, a steady beat that seemed to match the rhythm of his heart. As he lay on the cold, damp ground, he felt the weight of his solitude bearing down on him, a physical force that threatened to crush him. But it was in this darkness that he began to truly see, the world around him. The faint glow of luminescent fungi grew brighter, illuminating the cave in an ethereal light. The sound of the dripping water became a symphony, a complex melody that seemed to hold secrets and stories. He started to notice the small things, the way the air moved, the smell of the damp earth, the feel of the rough stone beneath his skin. What happened next changed everything he thought he knew about himself. One day, while exploring the depths of the cave, he stumbled upon an underground river, its crystal-clear waters flowing gently through the darkness. The sound of the river was like music, a soothing melody that seemed to wash away his fears and doubts. He followed the river, feeling its cool waters envelop his feet, and soon found himself at the edge of a vast underground chamber. The ceiling disappeared into darkness, and the sound of the river grew louder, a roar that seemed to shake the very foundations of the cave. The silence that followed was unlike any he had ever heard. As he stood there, awestruck by the beauty of the chamber, he felt a sense of stillness wash over him. It was as if the universe had paused, holding its breath in anticipation of what was to come. And in that moment, he knew that he was not alone, that there was something greater than himself, something that connected him to the world around him. As the days turned into weeks, he began to settle into a routine, a rhythm that seemed to mirror the natural world. He woke with the dawn, or at least what he thought was the dawn, and spent his days exploring the cave, discovering new wonders and marvels. He learned to navigate the darkness, to move with ease through the shadows, and to find comfort in the silence. But despite the peace that seemed to settle over him, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, that unblinking eyes were trained on him from the depths of the darkness. The darkness seemed to press in around him, a physical force that threatened to consume him. He felt like he was drowning in a sea of blackness, unable to find a lifeline to cling to. But even in the midst of this suffocating darkness, he found a spark of hope, a glimmer of light that seemed to emanate from within. It was a spark that grew brighter, illuminating the path ahead, and guiding him through the treacherous terrain of his own mind. What happened next was a turning point, a moment that changed the course of his journey. One day, while exploring a narrow crevice, he stumbled upon a small, hidden chamber, its walls covered in ancient symbols and markings. The symbols seemed to hold a secret, a message that only he could decipher. As he reached out to touch the markings, he felt a sudden jolt of electricity, a surge of energy that seemed to course through his veins. The world around him seemed to shift, to tilt on its axis, and he felt himself falling, plummeting into a depths that seemed bottomless. But even as he fell, he felt a sense of freedom, a release from the burdens that had weighed him down. He was no longer bound by the chains of his own making, no longer trapped in the prison of his own mind. He was free to explore, to discover, and to create. As the months passed, he grew stronger, more confident, and more at peace. He learned to navigate the darkness, to find comfort in the silence, and to discover beauty in the unexpected. He found solace in the rhythmic sound of the dripping water, and peace in the stillness of the cave. And when he finally emerged from the cave, blinking in the bright sunlight, he felt like a new man, reborn from the ashes of his old self. But the journey had changed him, had marked him in ways that he was still discovering. He felt like a stranger in a strange land, a traveler in a world that seemed unfamiliar. He struggled to adjust to the bright lights, the loud noises, and the constant chatter of the world outside. He felt like a wild animal, untamed and unbroken, and he wondered if he would ever be able to find his place in this new world. The world outside seemed to move at a frantic pace, a pace that left him breathless and bewildered. He felt like a relic from another era, a reminder of a time long past. But even as he struggled to find his footing, he knew that he had been given a gift of perspective, of clarity, and of purpose. He had been given the chance to see the world with new eyes, to hear the music of the universe, and to feel the pulse of the earth beneath his feet. And so he walked, slowly, deliberately, and with a sense of wonder, into a world that seemed full of mystery and surprise. He walked, knowing that he would always carry the darkness of the cave with him, but also knowing that he had been transformed by the experience. He had been remade, reborn, and renewed, and he was ready to face whatever lay ahead, armed with the knowledge that he had gained in the depths of the cave. The memory of the cave stayed with him, a reminder of the power of solitude, of the beauty of darkness, and of the transformative power of the human spirit. He knew that he would never forget the lessons he had learned in the cave, lessons of patience, of perseverance, and of the importance of living in the present moment. And he knew that he would always carry the silence of the cave with him, a silence that seemed to hold the secrets of the universe, and the key to his own heart. As he looked out into the world, he felt a sense of awe, of wonder, and of gratitude. He felt grateful for the journey, for the cave, and for the lessons he had learned. He felt grateful for the chance to rediscover himself, to find his own voice, and to hear the music of the universe. And he knew that he would always cherish the memory of the cave, a reminder of the power of solitude, and the beauty of the human spirit. In the end, it was not the darkness that